Alright, so about a week ago I asked you to leave questions about relationships for a Q&A. And sure thing you did, well, some of you did. There aren't really that many questions, but the ones that are really interesting, at least for me. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Alright, so the first question comes from Monica, and she asks, is it difficult having a long distance relationship? Well, it's not easy, but all things considered, this is only temporary because next year I'm gonna be moving back to Romania to study there and I'm gonna reunite with my girlfriend. But looking at the circumstances right now that we are so far apart from each other, you should only look at the positive sides, you know, of this. And the one that I could actually find is that each day you realize how much you love that person and how much you hold dear to that person. So if there are any positive sides to that, or to this, is that you start to realize more and more how much you appreciate that person and how much you appreciate that you're together with that person. Other than that, yeah, the distance is pretty fucking, it hurts. And it's not, you know, it's not a pleasant feeling, you know, knowing that your loved one is so far apart from you. But again, this is temporary and next year we're gonna finally reunite. This Christmas too. So it kind of depends on anybody on how they take this long distance relationship. Okay. The second question comes from Amanda, and she asks, what are your personal definitions of relationships? Well, I think it's pretty simple. Two people that are in love with each other and that they trust each other, you know, I think that's pretty much it. Love and trust. That's how I would define relationships. Oh, she has another one. What are the core values in a relationship? What are the core values in This is pretty easy. I mean, obviously, trust. If there is no trust, there is no relationship. You need to have trust. Love, obviously, because without that, you cannot have a relationship. And other things that, you know, you yourself would consider being the core values. But for me, and for my girlfriend, these two are the main values, you know, trust and love. So yeah, Chris asks, do you believe in first date / first time seeing each other relationship? For example, you've asked the girl out, you were never talking to her before, and after this date you were already a couple. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that after a date you're already in love and a couple. But what I do believe and what I believe in is love at first sight. That's legit, that's for sure. But like first time seeing each other relationship, or however you described it, I don't really believe in that. I think that's what, you know, kids at the age of 11 and 10 and 12 and 13 do. 11, 10 and... yeah. Andrew wants to know, how important is sex in a relationship? Well, I know that this is a touchy subject, but it's a subject nonetheless, and it has something to do with relationships, so I'm gonna be pretty honest with you. Or this is strictly my opinion. Obviously, the most important thing in a relationship is what you feel for that person, you know, are the feelings, the psychological attraction. But at the same time, the second most important thing is sex. And besides the psychological attraction, you do have to have intercourse, you know, you do have to have physical attraction to the other person, because, you know, actually every single scientist has been proving that, you know, sex is a really important factor in a healthy relationship. So again, this is simply my opinion, and a lot of other scientists, I'm not one, but scientists do share the same thought that I do. And now it's up to you if you accept that or if you don't. But please don't leave like hateful comments about sex in the comment section, because again, this is strictly my opinion. Rodri Ortero wants to know the differences between Norwegian dating culture and Romanian dating culture. How does a true Romanian man court his women? Now, to be honest, I haven't really been around Norwegian relationships that much, but there was one thing that a Norwegian told me once, and that was that a Norwegian usually gets into a relationship by going to a party, hooking up with a girl or a guy, you know, depends what you are, and then the next thing you see they're together the next morning, just to break up a couple of weeks later. So I don't know if that's true or not, but if I were to take his word for it, that's kind of, oh. And the Romanians, well, the Romanians take it a tiny bit slower, but not that much slower, at least these days. And how does a true Romanian man court his women? What is a true Romanian man? And I guess we have one more question. Space Nerd asks, what is love?
Baby, don't hurt